Hi, I'm Dr. Ben Newman. I'm a coronavirus researcher. No dog today. Yeah. I've got, 26 years experience now working with coronaviruses. So let's try to answer some of your questions. All right, and our next question, here's a sec, pulling it up. There we go. It's from Madeline. Yeah, so how you doing? Okay. I hope this question is okay to ask. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're all okay. Whatever. I can say I don't know. You can stump me. It's fine. Um, does Dr. Ben know if the test strips for the lateral flow test contain anything harmful in them? I'm assuming they're a biohazard when used, even if a negative result, potentially. Yeah. Would soaking them in bleach cure this? Interesting. Yeah, maybe. I know it's a strange question, but I'm looking to create an art installation with used negative strips. Oh my gosh. Huh. Yeah. All right. It's got me thinking. That sounds powerful. Yeah. Um. All right. So, yeah, two ways to go about this. One, um, how do you feel about gold? Yeah. Most of the strips, nearly all of the strips, that little pink line that comes up is actually a little line of gold particles attached to usually antibodies. Um, and so they're just little tiny, smidgy, itty bitty bits of gold. And I know people do hazardous things to get gold, but yeah, it's not, yeah, you can actually eat it and it's okay. It doesn't do anything for you, but it's okay. So there are other kinds of test strips, but I don't think you have the other kinds. There are some I know that even use upconverting nanoparticles or different sort of fluorescent based things. Those aren't as popular. They are more expensive to produce, and the amounts that you're dealing with on any of these tests are really teeny tiny. And so, no, I don't think if you had an entire truck full of tests, I don't know that you would get a visible amount of gold back out if you were able to recover all of that. It would be borderline visible to the naked eye, I think. Yeah. So, yeah, no, go right ahead from that perspective. In terms of potential biohazard, yeah, no, yeah, I like that. So I haven't tried this, and maybe try it on a strip, like one sacrificial strip before you do it. Just like Baumgartner restoration. You know, the painting guy always does a little test sample somewhere inconspicuous. Um, I would say, yeah, you could try bleach because gold is supposed to not oxidize, but we're talking about little tiny particles and it is potentially going to break down the protein the gold is attached to. So you may lose the gold by just basically washing it out with something like bleach. So I don't know if that is going to be the best. Um, uh, what you could do heat inactivation. So the virus dies completely, as does most any protein based thing. If you cook it at, oh, let's see, like at least halfway to boiling and for at least half an hour, that's pretty much lethal. You could, yeah, you could try shorter amounts of higher temperature would be fine. The other thing you can do, which may be better for large numbers like this, is if you've got a way to get a UV light bulb. Now, you want to make sure this is not shining on you because it's bad for you. But like a sort of a high energy UV sterilizing light bulb or a little box, then yeah, you can UV sterilize those in a matter of minutes, and that will actually, it doesn't destroy, but it links together the nucleotides in any kind of virus in a way that the virus would not be able to be recovered. So it's like all the parts are still there, but if you have two nucleotides next to each other, they can get stuck together in a way that they can never be read. And if it was you or me, we have lots of enzymes to go in and repair them. Because like the same thing happens to us when we go out in the sunshine, even on a not very sunny day. And thank goodness we have these little repair mechanisms. But viruses, they do not have this luxury because they're coming in as just a genome. with no repair enzymes or anything, and they have to get lucky and boot up before they can even start to make enzymes and start to work on themselves. So yeah, virus has got to work with what it's got, and you and I, we can make things better. So there you go. I like the sound of this. Yeah, you just need to find some way to inactivate these strips, but something like UV, you could try something like a hydrogen peroxide solution. You could try any of the. So there's a thing called List N put out by the FDA, and it has all these different cleaning products on it, name brands, and these are all the ones that are confirmed to actually go in and demolish SARS-CoV-2, and they would also work on something like a flu virus as well, so that you don't have other contamination getting in there. And most of these would also work against bacteria just as well as these are fairly brutal things, and so you don't have to. Yeah, if they get rid of the virus, viruses are kind of small, and since they're not alive, you can't poison them. So you have to pretty much physically destroy them. And if you've got something that can physically destroy viruses, it's going to be pretty good usually against anything, even bacteria. So yeah, get on that list, have a look. There are actually a lot of choices out there, a lot of common household cleaners, and try one on each strip and see if you can actually do it and it doesn't wash out that line. Because I'm guessing you want the line there, because that would be a lot more impactful. But I am not an artist. You're the artist, so yeah, love to see what you make. Yeah, in the end, if that's all right. Yeah, interesting, cool question. It's going in my little mental deck of favorite questions. Yeah, there we go. Thanks very much. This has been Ask Dr. Ben.